and I'm backing up with 2 pole arms. And my thoughts were, against Chaos, they tend to, if they throw a Forsaken at me, then I'm going to just get destroyed if I take anything else. So I went ahead and took those. I took the pole arms to reinforce, and then I took 2 groups of Questing Knights, just because I think they have more utility and their high AP is able to carry me to victory. At Lore of Life, I have the Grail Leaks and Peasants and the Green Knight, because I was taking a gamble and thinking that my opponent was not going to have a lot of magic. So let's go ahead and take a look at his army. So he's got some Marauders with throwing axes, so maybe he's thinking I was going to go flyer heavy. He's got some Poison Warhouse, which is good. I'm not sure why his Knights were way back there. Maybe he was thinking I was going to try to sneak around with my Yeoman. Front line of Halberdiers, which is going to work out real well for me, at least on the front line battle. My Knights are going to struggle, but my Foot Squires will do well. He has the Cannon, and he has a little hit squad here of the Chaos General, the Exalted Hero, the Lord of Shadow, and some Marauders in the back. So I think what his plan was is to pin me somewhere and then just come in. So you can see his forces are moving here. And I start to notice that, let's move fast forward, so he leaves a gap here. So I'm going to take the Green Knight and I'm just going to come straight in. And what I think he should have done, and he didn't, was just to ignore the Green Knight. So he's sending in his Lord, who doesn't have the Filth Mace, so he doesn't have any sort of magical attack. So I just ignore him anyways. I'm going straight after his Hell Cannon, because the game before that, which the guy just formed the box around 3 Hell Cannons, I just didn't feel like running across the field again. So you can see the Green Knight's going to get in here, and he's just piling everything into this giant party. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 units he's pulled away from the combat. When really, I think he just should have just written off the Hell Cannon and just gone for it. So I strayed a little too close to Alberic. I come down just to give a little bit of punishment. I get all of maybe 1 guy, but no real clean charges. And over here, I'm just starting to engage. I'm sending the Peasants just to hold the Marauders down. There's no real good target, so I'm taking the pole arms. I'm swinging out and wide. I'm issuing orders right now, so that's why my units are kind of just hit and miss. And now I'm just trying to find a good home for these Questing Knights. We're going to get flanked at by these Marauders, but I don't want to send them into this engagement over here until they have a little bit more foot soldiers in there. So one thing I do like is when you charge in with your Lord, hit the rear, right? So now if he sends in anyone, and he will start sending his Halberdiers, I can just take my Lord and go through my own line and come right back up. So hopefully if I'm paying attention, you can see that. Alright, so now I'm starting to get to this engagement, right? I'm sending my Knights in. Oh, that's a big old shot right there. So I'm sending my pole arms into here to hold them down. And now I'm trying to get my Questing Knights into position. But I do see this over here, and I decided to go ahead and take this engagement while his micro is elsewhere. And I figured the trade is going to be more in my favor because he just has the swords, and I'm going to be able to get right in there. He does pop a pendulum, but I was moving. He didn't get too many models. Meanwhile, I finally see that his Chaos Sorcerer is isolated, so you're going to see Alberic just hop right in there. So he did hit me with a my speed. Maybe he was trying to pin me down here, but let's watch this real quick. So he hits in about 10 seconds, he's going to drop this guy. So that's about 5 seconds. Well, that's about 2 attacks, and took a 5th off his life. I get a little too antsy, so I'm going to pull him back and away. I don't want Alberic fighting all those halberds. Meanwhile, I was able to push up all these Marauders. I'm trying to get these Foot Squires onto the Chaos Warrior halberds so I can pull these Quest Knights up and about. He did throw down the Pit of Shades, but it was in a bad spot. I guess he kind of just miscalculated his charge. But it did do some work on my guys. Not terrible, but it did do some work. So Alberic's coming back out and just looking around. I am using the Lore of Life right here in the center just to get the Green Knight. Now Alberic, once again, I see him isolated. Bam, I drop. It comes in, I got Deadly Onslaught, I got all that extra armor piercing, and you can see that 1 hit is about 1/5 of his life. So 5 hits, Alberic can drop good old sorcery here. So I had to pull back up again because he's sending around. But because he's focused on over there, not over here, we can get these Questing Knights in here. And we can just plow right on through. However, I got a little too zealous and allowed those Halberdiers to get right in there. So now I'm just using my other Questing Knight just to finish off his stray units, and I'm going to send them back out and wide. Meanwhile, his Chaos Sorcerer, once again, not staying with the group, not staying in the fishbowl when he attacks, and Alberic's just going to wreck him. And once I finish with him, I'm going to start picking off the Exalted Hero and the General. So he's still wasting all these resources on the Green Knight, which, you know, every time I get a chance, I take the Green Knight. I say, let's go after this guy and hold him down. that's the only real reason I brought the Green Knight, which is he has so much damage resistance and health that I can just run around and force him to take the engagements I want him to take. So you can see the Green Knight is chasing around this poor Chaos Lord. He just wants none of his high action, but it's not going to help him much. I do come in here and pounce on the Exalted Hero, but I can see that he's sending his reinforcements, and I just decide to pull up and away and send the Green Knight in there to pin him down. Meanwhile, his general is trying to fight Alberic, but he's not going to want any of this action. So I've taken my questing knights. One group did get run off. The other one is just waiting for anything that's loose and spare, and I'm going to come right back in. So you can see what I've been doing the whole battle with Alberic is hit, pull through, and pull out. All right, let's move on over here so we get kind of a full shot what's going on. So I got some routing units, nothing major. Come back down. So all right, so you can see where he's really. So that one hit dropped him by about a fourth of his life. Second hit, another fourth, and it's going to be his third hit. So that's 4 hits, and he drops an Exalted Hero. Against the the Chaos Sorcerer, he just kept being so close to the Halberdiers I couldn't get anything. So now he's working on the Chaos Lord once again. Every time he hits, it's about a quarter of his life, and we're going to send in the Questing Knights just to pin them down. And now he's stuck in here, because you can see if I hold spacebar, you can see all my polearm units just hitting and moving. So his halberds are coming in, I pull my units up and away, and I send in the damsels so just to hold him down long enough that I can start to get to work. So I take this Green Knight, I want to pull him away, and Alberic's just going to come right in here and run down this Exalted Hero. Let's see if we can get a good little shot of this. He comes in, and that should be all she wrote. Nope, not quite yet. Oh well, she's going to run off. It's not quite as important. So now that his Halberdiers are all focused on the Green Knight, I'm going to start cycle charging with these Questing Knights. And it's not ideal, but it is the best I have right now, because all he has left is 3 groups of halberds, some Marauder horsemen with no ammunition, who just the lowest of the priority, and his lord just hanging tight in the center. If I was him, I'd be focusing on that Grail Elite. So, boom. The Alberic comes in. You can see another quarter of life is dropped from that lord. And if we go ahead and pause, see if I can get him. You can see how much his life's dropped. So his army losses are huge. He's got so much damage. He's frightened by Alberic. He's losing combat. And because I hit him from the above, it's knocking him out, and it's exposing his flanks, and it's just going to cause a complete collapse. So that's all that it is. So let's fast forward and take a little look at kind of how he performed and some thoughts. So my thoughts is Alberic is very good if you just want to hero snipe, send him in there and pick off the weak. He's not like a Leon Leclerc where you can just kind of stand and bang. So let's take a look at how we did. So let's look at my side first. So okay performance out of some of these 2 knights, our foot squires. These 2, not a great job. They must have been the ones that got tied up fighting the Chaos Knights. And then about as we expected from the polearms, they weren't fighting anything really of note. And the Green Knight, only a few kills, but you can see that he really tied everything up. And Alberic just coming in and sniping people, but a great performance out of this group of Questing Knights. So let's look over here at Swimming Samurai. Let's see how he did. So decent performance out of his front line. They actually performed better than I thought they would. His knights just got dumpstered. He just had no good engagements except for against the foot squires. And then the Marauders had no chance against any of my my ground troops. But it looks like his Chaos Sorcerer did get a good, what is that, Pit of Shades in there. And the Hell Cannon was just kind of a waste. I think he should have dropped one of the Halberdiers, and the Hell Cannon just brought maybe a couple groups of Chaos Warrior Great Weapons to kind of counter. And then instead of bringing the Chaos Knights, drop them and grab some Chaos